Whether you want to party the night away or immerse yourself in some of North America's richest history, tropical beaches, rugged rainforests, and endless adventure awaits you when you visit Costa Rica. But before you buy your tickets, we've got some essential Costa Rica travel tips to prepare you for one unforgettable vacation. We've actually got even more travel tips for Costa Rica and other destinations at viatravelers.com. Visit our website to find the best deals on travel, lodgings, and tours to this magnificent country. And if you're interested in more top travel tips and info, subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can get ready for wherever the open road takes you. Now, let's check out 12 top tips you need to know for visiting Costa Rica. One of the biggest challenges that comes with traveling internationally is figuring out the local currency. But when you visit Costa Rica, you can use the United States dollar throughout most of the country. Yes, US dollars are widely accepted throughout Costa Rica. Most taxi drivers, hotels, and restaurants throughout most of the tourism hotspots are more than happy to take in American dollars. Costa Rica is a modern country with all of the updated financial technologies that you have at home. This means that you can also use your credit and debit cards, as well as newer technologies like Apple Pay in more populated areas. Keep in mind that the official currency of Costa Rica is the Costa Rican colón. Stop laughing. The CRC is the official currency, which means it will be accepted everywhere in the country. Even though US dollars are popular, there are still some areas that prefer to do business using the local currency. One of the biggest insider traveling tips for Costa Rica is knowing that cash is king. You might be used to putting everything on your credit card at home, but you definitely want to bring cash when you visit Costa Rica. It's common to get a better price on just about everything in Costa Rica if you're paying in cash, rather than using a credit card or an app like Apple Pay. Businesses have to pay a processing fee for electronic payments made over credit cards or apps. This is usually a 1 to 3% of the sale price, but it can be as high as 5% or even more. Paying in cash lets you pay the sticker price for goods and services in Costa Rica without getting hit with that extra markup. Some companies will even give you an additional discount when paying in cash, just because it makes their paperwork that much easier. Costa Rica is a truly beautiful nation, and there's really no bad time of year to take a trip down there. However, Costa Rica has some wild weather, and knowing your seasons is going to help you have a great time. Broadly speaking, Costa Rica has two seasons, the dry one running from January to the end of April, and the wet one running from May through December. Knowing these seasons in Costa Rica is going to help you pick your vacation destination. September and October are said to be the worst times to visit the Pacific coast as it's so rainy and a lot of businesses shut down for the season. Conversely, September and October are regarded by some as the best months to visit the Caribbean coast, where warm weather and clear skies make for a relaxing seaside trip. If you're looking to save a lot of money on your Costa Rican vacation, April and May represent the shoulder season, where you'll be able to find the best discounts on everything, from hotels to transit. As the official language of Costa Rica is Spanish, learning some basic Spanish is going to be quite helpful. Signage, government information, and most media outlets are going to be offering all of their information in Spanish. But getting that official information isn't the only reason a little Spanish will come in handy. It's commonly held tourism wisdom that knowing your way around the local language will do wonders for your trip. You'll feel less like a tourist, and the locals will be much more inclined to cut you a better deal or do you some favours if you're speaking their native language. With this said, tourism from the English-speaking world is a major part of the Costa Rican economy. In areas frequented by tourists, it's common for English to be spoken alongside Spanish. Regardless, don't be ignorant, and pick up a Spanish phrase book, use your favourite language learning app, or pick up a few Spanish courses at a local community group to prepare you for your trip to Costa Rica. You'll get so much more out of your trip to this tropical country if you learn some basic Spanish. Plus, learning Spanish phrases opens up a whole new world of experiences outside of Costa Rica too. There might be no Costa Rica travel tips more important than those that help you get around. The best way to get around Costa Rica is by car. Renting a car in Costa Rica is way more affordable than renting a car back home in, say, North America or Europe. For just a few dollars a day, you can rent a new car to enjoy on your drive through the Costa Rican countryside. You're definitely going to want to do some research on your driving route ahead of time. Costa Rica has less road signage than you might be used to. Costa Rican drivers also have a reputation for being very assertive on the road. So take it easy when you're driving down Costa Rican streets until you get used to this new flow of traffic. Costa Rica is a very safe country for drivers, and paved roads can take you throughout all of the major cities in the country. You're going to need the right gear for your Costa Rican adventure. We've done this trip a few times, and we know quite a few things that you need to bring on your next vacation to Costa Rica. Firstly, the Costa Rican dress code is very laid back. Both men and women can lounge around in athleisure or wear sporty clothes for long outdoor hikes. It's also not uncommon to see locals and tourists alike kicking back at restaurants wearing their beach clothes. Even though you don't have to bring your fanciest outfit, there are a few things that are mandatory for your Costa Rican trip. You absolutely need to bring mosquito repellent, as these buzzing bugs are a problem all year long. Sunscreen is also an absolute must, as is a rain jacket, even if you'll be visiting in the drier months, as unexpected rain can catch you off your guard at any time. You might also want to consider bringing your own feminine hygiene products with you, as these are often in high demand in Costa Rica, and can cost an arm and a leg compared to what you'd pay at home. Above all else, you are going to be sweating a lot, so bring a water bottle and fill it up wherever you can. Yes, you can drink the tap water here, and I'll touch on that in a bit. Costa Rica has a tropical climate, as well as a rainforest, so you can expect some serious downpours. If you want to be ready for rain like a local, you'll leave the umbrella at home. Even though our umbrellas are common in Costa Rica, locals tend to prefer ponchos and rain jackets for their flexibility. There's a good chance that a sudden gust of wind will damage your umbrella, where a rain jacket or poncho can easily keep up with a stiff breeze. You should have at least a lightweight poncho on you even if you're visiting Costa Rica during the dry months. Sudden downpours aren't uncommon, and a lightweight poncho can spare you from getting drenched. We also recommend having a dry bag with you. This lets you stash your smartphone and any other electronics in a waterproof bag to keep them high and dry during a storm. It's old news that the tap water in some Latin American countries is not safe for tourists to drink. This is because the tap water in countries like Mexico contains microscopic organisms that don't appear in other climates, and the water supplies don't go through the same treatment processes as they do in, say, Europe or the US. These organisms can easily get you really sick and spoil your vacation, or worse. It can take a long time for the body to get used to these new organisms, which is why the locals can drink the water, but tourists can't. This has led to a myth that you can't drink tap water in any Latin American countries. But have no fear, tap water is safe throughout all of Costa Rica. You won't have to worry about any unpleasant stomach bugs ruining your trip due to the tap water. The country has a contemporary plumbing infrastructure and modern water treatment processes, meaning your tap water in your hotel room, as well as all major cities and tourism zones, is perfectly safe to drink. You might want to bring some bottled water along with you if you're heading into more rural areas. Rural areas throughout Costa Rica have less modern infrastructure and sometimes rely on less than ideal water sources. Some trips for traveling to Costa Rica are all about the money, like this one. Some aspects of visiting Costa Rica can be surprisingly expensive. This is especially the case when you compare Costa Rica to a few of its neighboring countries like Nicaragua. Why is Costa Rica so much more expensive than its neighbors? Well, let's take a look at what you can expect when it comes to how far a dollar will get you in Costa Rica. Costa Rica has gotten a little more expensive over the last several years as taxes on imports have increased. This means that there are a few goods that are going to cost about the same as they do at home, and sometimes more. The tourism industry in Costa Rica has also been incredibly successful. That success has brought additional financial opportunities, which means higher costs for tourists in popular areas. So it's kind of your fault. Your major costs, however, like transportation and accommodations, are going to be way lower in Latin America than they would be elsewhere in the world. Even though Costa Rican hotels cost more than neighboring countries, they are still incredibly affordable by American standards. All in all, compared to vacation destinations in possession of similar climate, weather, landscapes, activities, and accommodations, Costa Rica is an incredibly affordable vacation destination, even if you do plan on sticking to popular tourism hotspots. Mosquitos are a serious problem in Costa Rica, but it might not be as bad as you've heard. Costa Rica is a tropical country, which means that mosquitoes can take up residence all year long. Whether you're visiting in the winter or in the summer, you're going to have to deal with mosquitoes. Sorry. Mosquitoes are at their worst during the rainy season in Costa Rica. This creates plenty of stagnant pools of water, which are ideal breeding grounds for clouds of mosquitoes. The dry months have fewer mosquitoes, but they are still very common throughout the country. The only place you can really avoid mosquitoes in Costa Rica is at higher elevations. If you plan on visiting more mountainous regions, you'll be able to dodge the worst of these pesky bugs. Mosquitoes can carry dangerous illnesses like dengue fever and malaria. You want to make sure that you have an effective mosquito repellent on you at all times when visiting Costa Rica. You need to be ready for additional restaurant service charges and taxes when visiting Costa Rica. Restaurants will likely add a 10% service charge to your bill. This is common practice throughout the country, so don't be surprised if you see a service charge on your receipt. Tipping is a common practice throughout the country. You'll be expected to tip a minimum of 20% whenever you visit a restaurant in Costa Rica or when you use any other tipped service. Unlike back home, the restaurant's service charge and tips are considered separate in Costa Rica. The service charge is taxable income, whereas a tip can go straight into the worker's pocket. Tipping well in Costa Rica will take you a long way when it comes to the service you receive at restaurants, hotels, and bars. There are also additional taxes that you'll have to pay whenever visiting a restaurant or bar in Costa Rica. There is a 13% tax in most restaurants and bars across the country. Even though you'll come across some service charges and taxes during your visit in Costa Rica, it's still going to be an incredibly affordable vacation to a tropical paradise. Apart from its balmy climate, friendly locals, amazing food, and massive biodiversity, Costa Rica is known the world over for its beaches. But did you know that many of those beaches are also national parks? The biggest draws of Costa Rica are the national parks, beaches, and trails. Costa Rica has 28 national parks, and 3 of those are also UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The national parks in Costa Rica include secluded beaches, volcanoes, and rugged rainforest jungles. No matter what you're into, there's a national park in Costa Rica that can make an ideal vacation destination just for you. Costa Rica is also known for its beautiful hiking and trails. This is the perfect country to visit if you love the outdoors and you want to experience something truly untamed on a good walk. All of the national parks in Costa Rica have some trails. There are easy trails that are perfect for beginners, as well as more challenging trails designed for experienced outdoor enthusiasts. Costa Rica also has an impressive national trail known as the Costa Rica El Camino. This trail is over 170 miles long and connects the Pacific coast to the Caribbean coast. Whether you want to spend your entire trip in Costa Rica backpacking through a rainforest or you're looking for a day trip to a volcano, the national parks and this country are an absolute must for any trip. Well, that's all the essential tips we've got for traveling to Costa Rica. Hopefully they serve you well on your next visit. Looking for more essential Costa Rica travel tips? Subscribe to the Via Travelers YouTube channel to get more tips on visiting Costa Rica and insider info for the most adventurous and intriguing tourist destinations throughout the world. And if you've got any tips of your own, hit us up in the comments below. You can also learn much more about touring Costa Rica from our website at viatravelers.com. But for now, it's a hearty gracias from me, and we'll see you again in the next vid soon.